Hello, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Jennifer, and I wanted to give you guys a little insight on my view of the world, my view of politics, my view of things, and kind of my stance, and where I sit, and where I feel like I belong. Um, or rather, where I feel like I don't belong. So, a lot of the times, if you talk to me surface level, you're going to assume that I'm a liberal, that I am you know, far left, or a radicalist, maybe. I consider myself an anarchist, okay? I don't believe in a two-party system, especially the one that has been set up and given to us. I do not believe that anybody can tell somebody else what to do if they have never ever lived life like other people. If you have lived your life one way your whole life and you've never experienced things differently, you are not in a position to be telling anybody what to do. And it's now become like money. I don't see value in money because there is no value in money. There is nothing backing the dollar. There is nothing. There's no gold. It's an illusion. It's a symbol for something that we have, this thing that we have in our heads that we've been sold, that you have to have all these things and this, and a home and a car and a job and this and a place in society, and that makes you who you are. I just don't believe in any of it. I never have, and I never will. I will always believe that everybody innately knows how to survive. We all know how to take care of ourselves. And I believe that if we had a government set up that where all of us got an equal slice of the pie, monetarily wise, we were all taken care of. We all paid into a system where we were all equally taken care of. And then we were then able to equally contribute to society. Because right now there's like a fraction of society who is benefiting and contributing to society, and but benefiting off of it. There's rich people who get things for free constantly, but if you go into a store and steal an egg, you're going to jail, or you're going to owe money, and it's not fair. There are veterans that I have talked to personally who were homeless. If you go to Alaska, they're everywhere. There are veterans who are homeless, hungry, and the fucking government who they served, who they gave up their abilities, their physical abilities, their mental capacities. These people gave this stuff up for the government, believing it was going to benefit them. And they did benefit off of it. Because most people that go into the army or the military or any branch of the military, the main two drives for that are the paid education and the housing, or you are fulfilling some type of legacy. You're giving yourself a role for some type of legacy that you think that you have to be a part of, which is like your dad served. But these people didn't serve on their own accord. They were told they have to serve. And so you get it in this, after a couple generations, you get it in your head that, oh, this is a patriotic thing that I'm doing, but you're just selling yourself to the big guy, the people who would give your social security number put it on a list and say, this person is stock and they are collateral, so this person has to die today to pay off my debt. And a rich person who are elite at the top ranks of society, who are running society, who are feeding us beauty ideals, who are feeding us medications, but also feeding us the cure. Like, you have to really stop and think like what you're contributing. When you go to work, you're not just making a paycheck. you are trading your livelihood for that paycheck. You are like giving your blood, sweat, and tears, your time that you will never ever get back. And you get to the end of your life and you hear celebrities saying it all the time, that you reach this pinnacle of human societal success where you have money, you have cars, you have everything you can ever dream of, but you feel empty, you feel nothing. And so you have to strive for more, because nothing is ever going to fill that hole, because that humanity that you're missing out on, the actually going into your soul and figuring out what makes you feel good. And a lot of times it's acts of service. It's helping other people get to a place that you want to be as well. It's making sure that everybody eats instead of just you, or everyone gets the same amount and is expected to give the same amount. It really makes no sense to me how people can just blindly follow anybody. I get that most people want the same thing from life. We all want health, family, and love. That's mostly what everybody in the entire world wants. Yet we fight each other because we think our way is the best, and our way is this way, and our way is that way. Listen, they're all the right way. It's all the same thing. And it's really baffling to see people fighting each other over a two-party system, when really it's a two-party system, but it's two horns on the same bull. Because the president he's not like in full control. He has to go through a committee of people to get approved, to get certain things like passed. There's like really he doesn't have full control of everything like people seem to hype it up to be. And really what this world needs, what America needs, is a fucking revolution. A banding together of all of us to realize that we are all one. We're all the same. We come from generations of trauma and horrible things, but we can drop it all and we can recognize that we are the same person. We are the same thing. We all call ourselves I. We are all me. We are all I. How does it not make sense? How is it not obvious to other people? I mean, to a lot of people it is, and so I don't even take part in politics. I don't watch it. I don't keep up with it. I don't talk about it. I don't have an opinion on it. Well, you know my opinion on it. My opinion is it doesn't represent what I believe at all. I can grow my own food. I can make my own shelter. I can, carry my own water from the valley below. I can make fire by myself. I can do all of these things by myself. I don't need to be governed. And that's where I will always rebel. I will always rebel and help other people rebel who are being oppressed. And I know what it's like. Yes, I'm a white woman, but I was raised by a black man. My dad is Native American. I was raised around 99% diversity. Anchorage, Alaska, look it up. It's the most diverse city in America. And I learned, I thank my stars that I was born there. And I got to experience life through the lens of a different culture and see really all the fucked up shit that has happened. How they tried to oppress Native Americans through their language. Well, they did oppress them through their language. They made them not be able to speak their language. They made them cut their hair. And to Native Americans, their hair is spiritual. Your hair is an extension of your nervous system, which makes, sense when, people are hunter-gatherers. You have to have, it's like your antenna, your nervous system reaching out into the physical, which makes you, better at hunting and things like that. And they found this out when they started enlisting Native American men into the U.S. Army. They began to shave their heads and starting to realize, these people aren't that good at tracking people anymore. They aren't that good at being stealth fighters like we want them to be. because that's why they were enlisted, because they noticed that their hunting and trapping skills and their tracking skills were top notch. And so they're like, well, we need this in the U.S. Army. And so they weaponized it, but they didn't understand it. And so they ruined it. They tainted it. And so the Native American people now are going through, or have already been through, a spiritual genocide where they have been cut off from their creator. Their shamans went in, the U.S. government went in and systematically killed all of the shamans, because that, to Native American culture, that is the culture, that is the connection to source, to spirit, to our ancestors. And so all of it was severed. So now we have all these broken people who are addicted to drugs and alcohol and don't know what they're doing. And they need somebody to help them remember who they are and why they're here and what we're doing. Like, we're not just here on accident. We're not here, just by some fluke. It doesn't make any sense. You are here for a purpose. Figure out what you bring to the table. Figure out what you're good at. What you can do for other people. Figure out how you can benefit your community, the people in your community, the lives of the people you came from. How can you benefit it all? I'll tell you what, fighting over politics and race is not going to do anything. It's going to keep us, that's what they want. That's what the elite want, is to keep us fighting so we don't stop and pay attention to what's actually going on and how you're being used like mules for your labor while they sit in their mansions and their billion-dollar houses with their billion-dollar corporations making millions of dollars. Meanwhile, you're scraping by. It's infuriating. So start to ask questions. Turn off the news. Turn off the TV. Start to question everything that people tell you. Start to question and really get to the bottom of it. Open your mind and realize that everybody on this earth wants the same thing as you. They want their family to be healthy. They want to be healthy. And they want to be happy. And they want to govern themselves like they should. That's what Satanists do. They believe that they are sovereign beings and they only answer to themselves, which in turn makes Satanists some of the most kindest people I've ever met in my life. I'll tell you one thing, way kinder than any Christian I've ever met. I'm not saying Christians are bad, but people who are indoctrinated into religion are horrible because they don't think for themselves. They are like in a group think. They're in herd mentality. So open your minds, guys. Question everything around you, and don't let people call you crazy. Because you're questioning things with a critical eye. That is what this world needs right now. We need people to stop and stop giving into the fear-mongering. People telling you that something's coming to destroy your home and take away everything that you worked for, because it's not coming. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.